Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News Berks Edition, live at 10:30.
There's debris everywhere. There's rafters. They said the roof is over another person's property. It's pretty crazy.
Tonight, many in parts of Lancaster County are picking up the pieces. An EF2 tornado tore through their town, leaving behind a huge path of destruction. Good evening, I'm Wendy Davis.
And I'm Rob Vaughn. Amish country is starting to bounce back now, one night after a rare and powerful tornado damaged dozens of buildings.
The twister touched down in the Whitehorse area of Lancaster County. That's where we find WFMZ's Dwayne Parker live with the latest. Dwayne.
That's right, Robin and Wendy. This tornado literally turned this community upside down and inside out. In fact, here you can see one of the road closures leading to a lot of that damage. You cannot get past here. And of course, all of this has left folks in the area just shaking their heads.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of like, what? Like, we never have tornadoes, so it's kind of weird.
It's the talk of the town in Salisbury Township. The National Weather Service confirms an EF2 tornado touched down, destroying everything in its path.
I can't believe it passed through here. Over 50 homes damaged. The roads were real bad, muddy, just a lot. It was really bad.
From the air, officials surveyed the damage. They say the tornado forged a path of destruction almost 5 miles long, hitting speeds of up to 125 miles per hour. Roofs were torn off of homes. An Amish schoolhouse has been destroyed. Not far from all the debris, this monster tornado has many wondering how the community will recover.
It's been crazy. I think it's sad that a lot of things are destroyed now over it, and a lot of people lost a lot of stuff over it.
All day Thursday, the push was on to put the pieces back together again. Many just glad no lives were lost.
I'm glad nobody was killed. God bless that one part.
Absolutely. Now, it should definitely be noted that it is still very, very windy out here, and no doubt residents will be hoping that all the repairs that they made today will hold up under these high winds. Now, when folks wake up tomorrow, it will be back to work again, cleaning up again, and authorities say that process is likely to go on for the next 3 days. That's the very latest for now. We're live in Salisbury Township in Lancaster County. I'm Dwayne Parker, 69 News.
Thanks, Dwayne. Our coverage of the EF2 tornado continues online at WFMZ.com. The latest updates are there. You can also see pictures of the damage. There's a slideshow showing up close destruction. Just click on the link on our homepage. And now we turn to Chief Meteorologist Ed Hanna for a little more on this EF2 tornado.
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about it. I want to be able to show you. I know we have the weather headlines here on top of actually the image from 7:35, around 7:35 last night. And you can see that purple just under where it says EF2. I'll get to the loop in just a second. But again, it was rated an EF2. What they do is they go out and survey the damage. And they look at the debris field and they take a look. If everything's kind of pointing in the same direction, think about that. All the trees and all the damage is pointing in the same direction. That would all kind of indicate straight line winds. And of course, if you see a radial pattern where things are pointing in different directions, the damage, then that would obviously indicate some type of rotation. And of course, when you're talking about 50 homes involved over a path of 4.7 miles, that's a big deal. 400 yards wide. And again, this is only the second time Pennsylvania has seen a tornado in the month of February. But take a look. You can see the loop here, and you can see that purple little curlicue right there about 4 miles north of Gap. And you can see that it's north of Route 30. A lot of you are familiar with Route 30 out there in Lancaster County area. Again, as we zoom back out, though, and take a look at the big picture, the flooding was a big concern for a good part of the day. Even the Schuylkill River down towards Norristown, there was some minor flooding, even moderate flooding. But all that said, many of the flood warnings have now either expired or have been canceled. And we still have the chance for some flurries, but as far as the wind goes tonight, we're not expecting damaging wind. Certainly breezy, if not at times windy, 12 to 25. Gusts could get up to perhaps 25 or 30 miles an hour, but it makes it feel quite a bit cooler. Detailed forecast coming up.
Thanks, Ed. Lancaster and Berks counties have seen multiple tornadoes over the past year. It was last September when an EF1 tornado touched down in East Hempfield Township, Lancaster County. That storm had winds of up to 100 miles per hour. It uprooted trees, damaged buildings, but there were no injuries. And in Berks County, a school was leveled by a tornado, also an EF1. That was last July. This one touched down in Tilden Township, destroying Blue Mountain Seventh-day Adventist Elementary. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
You may remember this next scene captured during a storm last summer. Viewer video showing a funnel cloud in Honeybrook Township, Chester County, near the Berks border. This one happened in June. It was also an EF1 tornado, and no one was hurt. And we're following a developing story out of Kansas where 4 people are now believed dead and up to 14 hurt after a series of attacks. Police say the man responsible has been shot and killed, and he's reported to be one of the 4 dead. Police say there are a number of crime scenes in this area of south central Kansas. One of those crime scenes is the XL Industries in Heston, Kansas, where the shooter is believed to have worked. There's no word yet on that person's identity or a possible motive.
Now an update to a story we first told you about earlier this week on the Berks edition. Landline phone service is still out of order for some folks in the Kenhurst area. Verizon's bringing in crews from outside the region to help fix the problem, and those crews have been working 24/7. Maria Salazar is live in Cumru Township with more tonight. Maria.
That's right, and we do know that crews came up here from Philadelphia, and they said that they'll be working into the morning until another crew comes to take over. And Verizon says it's doing everything they can to get service up and going, but for those that have been without phone service for over a week, they say something needs to happen fast.
This is a retirement home for sisters, and so it was very difficult to make contact with doctors. I mean, most of our sisters are ill.
Sister Delord Okonowski says the St. Joseph Villa, a retirement home for sisters on Alvernia University's campus, has been without phone service for more than a week. The sisters say it took several phone calls to get answers from Verizon's representatives.
Now, you know, Verizon should have said what the problem was, why they were having a problem, instead of just putting us off like that.
Crews are using high-power dryers to repair equipment that was damaged last week during a heavy rainstorm. They've been hard at work near Shillington Shopping Center on Lancaster Avenue since then.
We came from Center City, Philly, and we'll be here overnight, maybe a little longer, depending on how much they need us.
St. Joseph Villa is one of several places in the Reading, Kenhorst, and Shillington area without Verizon landline service. In an email to 69 News, a Verizon spokesperson says crews are working 24/7 to restore service and confirm they brought in additional resources to help with the outage.
Most of our sisters are in their 90s, and we even have 2 that are 102, 103.
And many rely on the landline to reach doctors and call their families.
And their families like to keep in touch with them. And, you know, when you can't get through, you wonder what's happening. So there's a little panic on the family side as well.
And again, Verizon said that they are doing everything they can to get service up and going. They added that it will be done on a rolling basis, meaning that as soon as their line is repaired, their service will be back up. For now, we're reporting live in Cunor Township. Maria Salazar, 69 News.
Thank you, Maria. Police in Pottstown, Montgomery County say one person is dead after a collision there. It happened around 8 this morning on Diamond Street near North Charlotte. Investigators say Jordan Stetler was riding a motorized bike when he hit the side of an SUV. Stetler died. No one in that SUV was hurt.
Officials say a Rockland Township man hit by a car while retrieving his mail has died. The coroner says 68-year-old Howard Lindbuckler passed away from injuries he suffered in yesterday's crash. It happened around 3:15 in the afternoon on Forgedale Road near Beaver Creek Road. Officials say Lindbuckler had just picked up his mail and was crossing the street when the car hit him. Well, still to come, the president releases new details on the fight against ISIS.
He says one thing needs to happen before the country can really focus on taking down the extremists. We'll have the latest.
And the Republicans gunning for the White House take the stage and square off one last time before Super Tuesday. We'll have the highlights of the fiery debate.